Man, they keep reminding me of different things. And usually it is to give me like some lesson or to see what's happening or to share it with others so that they can see their lesson or understand what's happening with them so they can, clear it up, clean it up, so to speak. And they just showed me something else, but it happened to be involving the same person who I don't think I necessarily ever saw as a, quote, bad person, right? Like ill intent, which again, oh boy. Oh, God. Oh, man. And so as I started to talk to them about it, because I was like, I'm shocked by this. Like, and I don't know why I'm so shocked, because both of the memories, they weren't even necessary. Like, how a lot of times they'll take me into like fictitious scenarios, or at least I think they are. These were actual memories they were having me recall, and of a specific person. And again, sometimes they'll do that, but it's in a dream, but it's not an actual event that occurred as much as it's people to relay the message for others to then kind of turn their head that way so they can see if they're holding any animosity or resentment or like whatever their issue is. And so anyway, these were actual experiences like that had happened, and recollection of those people and experiences or storylines, whatever the case. And so with these, it was the same person in these two like horrific memories. And they were the center of it. So it's like, how could I not think this person, something's up with them? And I guess again, just naive, didn't, I guess, connect those dots, so to speak. And in any case, so I said, like, what happened to this person? Like, why is this, like, why would they do that? It's literally like making me a little nauseous. Because I guess I always saw this person as a good person or a nice person, and not that they're not, but it's like, what is their deep-seated, rooted problem? And like seeing it from the angle they started to show me, it was really, truly like pure. It always boils down to they didn't think they were good enough, right? So, but it came through for them as like jealousy and anger, which again, I never saw this person as jealous or angry. I really didn't. I don't think you would either if you had the encounters that I had with them. Like, they seemed like a good person, and yet they were just so, had it so masked, their anger and their jealousy. And yet, was it masked? Because if I explained the actions and what occurred, you'd be like, holy shit, right? Like, and so maybe that's why they're having me see it that way now. Like, hello? It's clear as day if you're like, why the fuck would they do that? Why would they do that? And it's because they were jealous and they were angry that they didn't have that. They were comparing and competing. And so they thought they could take from another. And it's like so unconscious. It's not unconscious. I was very conscious of them, but it's so like they were very aware of the actions they were doing, but they were unaware of why they were doing what they were doing. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they were very aware that this was ill intent. It was premeditated. It was malicious. And yet they were also in that autopilot of telling themselves they needed to feel better. So it was like that autopilot unconscious lie of they were less than and they weren't worthy. So they had to live from lack and take from another, harm another, to then be worthy, which is such a fucking sick, twisted lie. But that was their subconscious bullshit automatically running the show, autopilot taking over and like dictating their moves, right? And but I don't know that they could hear or understand that deeper part, because it's horrifying to see that, right? Like if I told this person that, I think they might be like, I mean, they're probably already horrified, hopefully at this age, by their past actions, because I'm telling you, some of them really were. But even more horrifying when you're like, holy shit, right? Like, because ultimately, yes, they definitely infected and hurt a lot of people, definitely, because that's what happens. It ripples out, it hurts. That karma, like, but it's ultimately, they're the source, so it's going to come back and hit them the hardest, right? Because it's like, that's what they put out. And then when it infected so many, that ripple back, it's going to hurt so much more because it's going to be so intensified. But it's for them to wake up. It's like you have that opportunity all the time to wake up and do better when you get those hits. And it's just the opposite is true too. Dharma, like when you're putting out good and you're trying to help and have others see and love themselves, that comes back too. That was the other thing. What? Show me again. They just show. Oh, okay. You know how I've shared with you a few times, like it's really hard to let, like sometimes you don't want to let, it's like people go or out of your life. You're like, I love them. It's fine. I love them. And you're almost saying, I'll tolerate. I see that they are mistreating me, but I love them so much, right? It's like this, it's like a twisted mentality, because it's like, no, you need to love yourself that much. And if it helps you, you have to maybe see it this way as well, where it's like, you're not loving them, tolerating that behavior. It's like you're standing in the way of their karma, right? Like from it hitting them, that they are ultimately not loving themselves when they're not loving you, right? So it's like when we're not fully loving and honoring ourselves, we can't love another. And when we're staying and in dynamics where we're being mistreated, we're not doing anybody any favors. We're harming ourselves and the other party, because the other party is then unaware. They're not able to see. It's a form of enabling. And so it can be really hard, because it's almost like, you step aside, they're going to get smacked. And you will too. You'll feel a little bit of that ripple effect because you stayed longer than you should have. It's like the idea of interfering with universal law, this kind of mentality. But it's a way to see it where I know I've done that, where I've stayed too long, or it's like I've, quote, tolerated. It's like, no, I love them. It's fine. No, it's not fine. One, it's not fine to accept that ill treatment of yourself and not stand up for yourself and not speak up for yourself. But it's also it's actually not fair to them. You say you love them and it's fine, then let the universe handle it. Where we don't see it that way. We see it as like punishment or something. And it's like, and we see punishment also for ourselves. Like, no, I don't want to be separated from them. I love them. And it's like, you're not hearing or learning the lessons here, right? We don't necessarily see it or hear it that way, but that's what's occurring. And we have to, the biggest lesson is always, I think, is fully understanding and integrating and loving ourselves and understanding what that means, so that we can stand in that example and love others and know when to step aside, even when it hurts, right? It's like, how they've shown me many a times, like love from afar, that can be really tough and challenging, right? It's like you want to stay, and it's the idea of like coddle them, but it's actually enabling them. It's telling them that their behavior is okay to continue when it's not, because their behavior, even though it might be in the 3D, physically harming you, not physically in that sense, but I mean like emotionally, spiritually, mentally, all these things. They're ultimately harming themselves, because when they project outwardly and are mean towards you, it's really an indication of what's happening inside of them, right? So it's like when somebody's treating you poorly and they're just a complete asshole and they're mean or they're yelling at you or they're treating you poorly, or they're speaking about you poorly or they're speaking to you poorly or all these things, that is, you can look right at that and realize, wow, what the fuck is going on inside of their head? What are they telling themselves, right? Like anytime anybody behaves like that, it's 9 times out of 10 has nothing to do with anything on the exterior. That's us. You can step back and look at all that and be like, wow, holy shit, what the hell's going on inside that head? What's your ego telling you? What mishinge is happening? What lie is going on? You can see clearly what's happening, right? And so it's like you staying and taking that, you staying and being that punching bag and not standing up and not, or walking away or whatever the case may be, whatever the scenario, isn't kind. It isn't, you're absorbing the hit. You're taking the hit thinking, oh, I'm tough, I can handle it, or, oh, I love them, they don't mean it, they don't mean it. You're not putting a mirror up for them to see what they're actually doing, because they're actually saying they don't love themselves. They're telling you how much they hate themselves. And you absorbing it is almost confirming it. You absorbing those hits every time doesn't allow them to feel the lie. So they just keep telling themselves how awful they are and then projecting it onto you. So can you see how that's horrible for you and for them? You say you love them, then walk away and let them have that. It is like that tower, that burn and crash, so they can be like, oh my God. It's almost like they need to break the spell. They need to wake up from the illusion. But you're standing in the way from them waking up from the illusion. You think it's nice for you to take the hit, take the bounce. No, not really. It's not, sure the fuck isn't nice to you, and I don't see how that's nice to them. You're keeping them in the illusion then. And so we don't always see or hear it that way. We think we're being nice, or we think, we can tolerate it. What the fuck for? And who the fuck you helping? Not you, not them. So who exactly? What lie and what illusion are you in? What bubble are you in? So, a lot of this stuff coming through. Hopefully that helps somebody clear up some confusion. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.